Welcome. I'm Carl Edwards, partner at Price Edwards & Company and chairman of the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber. Thank you for joining us today. The Greater Oklahoma City Chamber organizes this quarterly luncheon for members like you who want to learn more about current issues in our city and region. It provides a chance to get an in-depth look at the exciting developments taking place throughout our community and the tremendous opportunities that we have for growth. One area of the metro that is a testament to that growth is the Oklahoma River and the expanding Boathouse District along the shores. The river and its corresponding development is emerging as one of the world's premier sites for both rowing and canoeing kayaking. Not only will you find Olympic hopefuls training at the Oklahoma City National High Performance Center along the river, but you will see families and individuals becoming stronger and healthier through a variety of fitness activities now available. Our speakers today have a true passion for the Oklahoma River and the power it has to not only bring worldwide acclaim to our city, but also to help change lives. After lunch, we will hear from Mike Knopp, a fixture from the beginning of the river's development, who now serves as Executive Director of the Oklahoma City Boathouse Foundation. Kelley McGuire, Director of Youth Outreach for the Oklahoma City Boathouse Foundation. Brian Volpenhein, Head Coach for the Oklahoma City National High Performance Center, and Joe Jacobi, CEO at the USA Canoe Kayak. I'd like to take a moment to recognize today's series event sponsor, Cox Business. Would John Trudgeon of Cox Communications please come forward for a few comments?
Well, welcome everybody. Thank you all for being here. Cox Business and Cox Communications are proud to be the presenting sponsors for the Breaking Through Lunch series and for the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber and all that they do for our community. I mean, I was thinking about getting an opportunity to address this crowd, and I thought about all that the Chamber has done over the last 2 decades to help improve our community, from maps to Big League City. Cox has been a proud supporter of all those initiatives, even down to the Total Resource Development Campaign that helps fund all the Chamber's initiatives on an annual basis. Cox has been there, and we're proud to be a part of that Chamber mission. Because we feel it's really created a renaissance in Oklahoma City that is continuing to grow and gain momentum as we continue forward into history. And I think it's no more, as Carl was alluding to, it's no more evident than when you go to look at the Oklahoma River. I mean, think about it. 15 years ago, we had a river that had to be mowed 2 times a year. And now we have a premier riverfront, 7 miles of riverfront. That's an official Olympic training center. It's truly remarkable, and Cox is thrilled to be a part of the rebirth of Oklahoma City, because we know as the growth of our city goes, so does the growth of our business. We've started with Cox Cable, providing residential TV services, and as time has gone on, we've grown into Cox Communications, where we're now a premier telecommunications service provider for your home and businesses, including offering the fastest internet service in Oklahoma today, which we're also very, very thrilled to offer you and your businesses. So, on behalf of all the great employees of Cox Communications, thank you for being here, and we look forward to hearing from our panelists later today. Thank you very much.
Please enjoy your lunch, and we will introduce our speakers later.
old pictures the other day. My 9-month-old got into a cabinet I hadn't looked in a while. He pulled out some old pictures, and there was this picture of in 2002, and it was a picture of a group of us along the ditch at the time that we called the North Canadian River, and we were putting up fencing and a storage unit to start our rowing program out there. And when I looked at the date, it was 2002. So in the grand scheme of things, 10 years ago. And now we're, we've come a little ways in 10 years. And that is an image from Google Earth of the river in 2002. And another beautiful image that we all remember. And this is about the time that back then I was speaking to some of you, I think, about the vision of building a boathouse on our ditch front property that we had over there. So, and then came to know people like Ron Norick, Ray Ackerman, who you see here, who we're going to honor in April 20th, with a well-deserved statue at the Oklahoma River. Kind of unsung heroes for the river like Pat Downs, in terms of really helped put this project together. Then, of course, our great supporters and visionaries like Aubrey McClendon and Chesapeake Energy really added that momentum that led us there to this today. This is 2012, 10 years later. And hopefully you see today, now we really think we're only getting started. So there's going to be a lot of tremendously exciting things coming up as we learn to become this riverfront community. And I think we're well on our way, creating life-changing experiences for people of all ages, from all walks of life, through Olympic, recreational sports and activities. And that's really what the Oklahoma City Boathouse Foundation is all about. We became an Olympic and Paralympic training site a couple of years ago. We have a board of directors that consists of stakeholders throughout the community that have really helped forward all of these great projects and momentum. And we thank all of you for supporting this effort, because believe me, it was back then when we were talking about building and developing the river, I think the river was probably the lowest on the list in terms of what people expected. And the great thing about Oklahoma City, as I say all the time when people come here from around the country, is people believe in vision and they support that. And I think the river there's no better place than the river to demonstrate that. A little bit more about the foundation. Again, we're a 501c3 nonprofit. We received the President's Council for Physical Fitness Award last year, one of 5 organizations in the nation for our programming. And so been a lot of, we've got a great team, and you're going to hear from some of them today in terms of the people that are behind the foundation and all of the excitement at the river. We've done a lot of partnerships through the years with everyone from the Boy Scouts to the Salvation Army, and it's in U.S. Rowing, USA Canoe, Kayak. Those partnerships, I think, are really key to the overall success at the river. I'm going to go through a little bit of a quick overview of all the stakeholders and the projects at the river. Of course, the Chesapeake Boathouse is where it all began, designed by Rand, and Rand is in here a lot. I'm not going to give him too hard a time, although I do have the microphone, so we'll see what I can do. And then we also have the Route 66 Boathouse. Maybe some of you have not been out there. This is where rowing began in Oklahoma City. We have renovated that facility. We have programming. It's really a gem for Oklahoma City to have this Stinchcomb Wildlife Preserve that you can go in and enjoy from the water. And we have a series of programs out there. If you've not been there, I encourage you to go out there and give it a try. The Devon Boathouse, just an iconic facility. We think it's the most advanced facility of its kind in the world right now, featuring the propulsion rowing tank, the high altitude training chamber, and it was all very strategic. And what we did there to really try to make an impact, an international impact with that building. The same thing with the Finish Line Tower. The Chesapeake Finish Line Tower opened last year. Just again, it provides an iconic symbol for the river, as well as special events we're going to actually have the Dead Center Film Festival opening at the river, and we can project on the side of that building and onto the river. So it has a variety of functions, more than just timing. The Exchange Boathouse, which is where OU currently rows until they finish their boathouse. And of course, we have many events, private events in our facilities, which is really important to getting people down and seeing what is going on. So the foundation really came up with this vision for how do we take this and move it into the future and really create what we believe will be one of the premier venues in the world. And this is how we think we're going to do it. And many of the projects you see here are either underway or fully funded. Some are still in the planning stages. But it is going to be unlike anywhere in the world when we are complete, thanks to the private support, but also the MAPS 3 project is really going to infuse a lot of new energy into the project. But you can see from the left, the Chesapeake Finish Line Tower, the Devon Boathouse, the UCO Boathouse, the CHK Central Boathouse, which will feature a music venue in it, so it adds something new to the mix. Then you see the Sandridge Youth Pavilion, which is going to be an incredible new project. We'll talk more about in a minute. And then the OU Boathouse. And then in the middle of all that is a children's park, a playground, an adventure park, thanks to Blue Cross Blue Shield. So we've got a lot of great things going on. It starts with the MAPS 3 project starts with the lighting. And thanks to OG&E, we started the night racing, and the only race in the country, and really only in the world that continues with night racing. And so doing it permanently on the river is one more step to being unique in the world. That will begin, and we'll start making a big mess again at the river in a couple months, and we'll be lighting about 500 meters so we can have year-round night events of all kinds, and it really is exciting. If you haven't been down there, it's exciting for the spectators and the athletes, and it's another transformative thing that we're going to do at the river. The windscreen is also underway. Rand has been involved in that. We believe we have a good solution and it's going to be an exciting project. Think about projecting a movie across the river on the side of that screen while also our athletes benefit from the wind protection. The Whitewater Center is another big project. This is a venue. I believe that's the London venue. You can get an idea of what it looks like from the top down. It'll be a self-contained unit. And all pumped and very, very exciting for the whole community, recreational. We've had the World Cup here. This is going to be a huge, huge project, and we believe that could be open in late 2014 or, right, Mike? Yeah, somewhere like that. So we are working. That's a project that we've prioritized because of what we believe it can do for the river and the city. The Sandridge Youth Pavilion, you can see we have so many youth programs. I'm going to let Kelley talk about that, but it really will be a home base for the growing number of youth initiatives that we have, but also the Center for Adventure. This is where we're getting things started in terms of these high adventure activities that you can do at the river that will be amplified when we have the Whitewater Center open. But you're going to get to zip 700 feet across the river, go on a multi-story sky trail, surf, and doing all kinds of things. And people ask me, why surfing? And we asked why rowing 10 years ago, so why not? And then you see this adventure park. It'll have all the things that the adults and the big kids get to do in a smaller form. Zip lines, climbing, jumping, very exciting for kids, and you can get an idea of what that'll look like. Nothing like this in the world that we have seen. In fact, we'll have the world's tallest sky trail. So that's going to be pretty exciting. That's like a modern version of a ropes course. We call that River Sport Adventures. It's the way everything will be, the program that you can come down and spend the day with your family involved in all kinds of activities. This is indoor surfing. You can see a translucent roof inside the Sandridge Youth Pavilion. You'll be surfing, looking at the Oklahoma River. Surfing could be in the new Olympic sport, so we're on the front end, the cutting edge there, and it kind of combines snowboarding, surfing, and really is appealing to kids and as well as adults. And we will have competitions there for surfing in Oklahoma City. You can see the Sky Trail, the mountain biking, which we'll add, and what it does is really creates this really unique urban adventure experience with rock walls. Some of this is video that we couldn't get to work, but we'll show you some here in a little bit. And then this 700-foot zip line, we went to Michigan to kind of work with the company, and a couple of our Rand's colleagues came, and he was a little scared to go across it, but he did. And it is going to be like unlike anything that you have ever done in Oklahoma City, zipping across the river and back over the edge at the top edge of the Sandridge Youth Pavilion. But we are going to start Adventure Saturdays this year. We can spend the day dragon boating, rowing, kayaking, very accessible, full day of activity starting in April. And of course, we also have our big events that will go on throughout the year. The Regatta Festival, that is in late September. The new Stars and Stripes Festival will be a 4th of July event, which will be a very family-friendly event that we encourage everyone to come down to. Send off our Olympic athletes. It's Olympic Day. And the Olympic team trials, which Joe will talk about. We're going to have a Halloween event, and of course our Blue Party, which is a premier social event. If you haven't been to, you really need to go this year. It's a great event. So there's a lot to talk about. So I brushed through this, but I want to leave time for you guys. I stole a little bit of your time, so you'll catch up. I'll take questions a little bit later, but thank you very much.
Wow. You see why we're really busy. We're always having fun. We never slow down. So we have so much fun down at the river and at the Route 66 Boathouse. I'm Kelley McGuire, and I have the privilege of working with the youth of the community, and it's such a pleasure to be able to bring kids down to our facilities and show them all the things that we've invested in as a community and let them be a part of it. So I'm going to talk about all of the fun stuff I get to do and then the fun stuff you get to do, and Mike mentioned a few of those things. Part of our mission, I'm going to paraphrase, at the Boathouse Foundation is to improve the quality of life in Oklahoma City and to pursue the highest goals of sports and fitness. We also want to attract diverse involvement in the boathouses and our events, and finally promote the use and development of the Oklahoma River as a world-class urban aquatic venue. But how many of you guys knew all of the things that were going on down there that you could be participating in? Probably not a lot of you. A lot of people come down and they ask, wow, you mean I get to come down here? It's not just for high performance athletes? So no, I get to even come down here and play too, and I'm not even going to the Olympics. So while most people know about our facilities and events that we host, many people just don't realize the Boathouse District really does have something for everyone. We have fun activities for people of all ages and all levels of fitness. So don't be afraid to come down there even if you're not in really great shape. So there's some of the kids that I get to work with. This is why my job is so much fun, because I get greeted with smiles and kids trying new activities on the river. And they're just having a great time out there. As Director of Youth Outreach, introducing kids to the opportunities we have at the river is really my focus and my passion with the foundation. Now, we in Oklahoma, we love our football and basketball, right? But we want to let kids know that there are other great water sports available to them, and then we have some great opportunities for kids to try something new. When I was a little girl, soccer was the new sport in town. I know it's kind of gone in waves over the past 100 years or so, but I remember sitting in the car with my dad, and I had my shorts and my shirt and all ready to go. And I saw all those kids out there running around, throwing the ball to each other, and I just got scared to death. And I wouldn't go because I was afraid that if they threw the ball to me, I was going to drop the ball and mess it all up for the rest of the team. So at that point, I just became anti-ball sports. And so I don't know if anybody had that problem out there. So I just stayed away from sports. But as an adult, with the privilege of working at the river, I've gotten the opportunity to feel good about my athleticism finally. And knowing that I can jump in a kayak, or I can learn how to row, or I can try stand-up paddleboarding, and just feel good about myself that I don't have to catch that ball and lose the game for the team. So it's everybody together on the sports that we have. So today, rowing and kayaking are a lot the same like soccer was. It's a ground floor sport. And so kids that can get started today can possibly be our future Olympians in the next few years. So that's very exciting. The River Sport Youth League, I just showed you the picture of that. This is one of the really big things that I work on. We started this program as a scholastic league for rowing and kayaking, mainly for at-risk schools, giving kids the chance to row and kayak on their school team. And at the end of each season, kids get to row against each other in the Sandridge Cup, and they win medals if they don't place in the first place category. But it's a really exciting time for them because they get to have all the trash talking that kids do when they beat the other school's team. And some kids really love these sports so much that they move up to the sprint kayak team, or they move up to the Chesapeake junior team, which gives them an opportunity to compete at a higher level of competition. And this has been such a huge success that we're even having schools approach us now about getting involved at a minimal cost, and these are non-outreach schools. And so we have schools participating, sorry about that. We have schools participating all over Oklahoma City, Yukon, Oakdale, Bethany, and just beyond that, even in Edmond, we've got kids coming down. And this league is going to continue to grow with the generous support of Sandridge Energy for this program. And it's so gratifying to give kids the opportunity to expose them to different options in sports. And one thing that we're working on now, we're really excited about, is integrating a champion this program in this league. And so kids don't just come out and get in a boat and play each week. They get exposed to a different character trait. And you'll see those are there's something up there now that I don't even know what it is. But we want to build on a foundation of character traits that are exemplified through the sports that we offer. So each week the kids are going to learn that. At the end, we hope that they end up with peak performance as the character trait that they're working on. So you'll see some of the kids out there rowing, and there's the Sandridge Cup. There's Trent Ritchie putting a medal on an athlete. And there's the final cookout that we have for the Sandridge Cup. And there's me teaching kids about healthy lifestyles and habits in our Let's Move program. And the Let's Move program is really how I got started with the foundation a couple of summers ago. It's an initiative that's been part of the national initiative to get kids outside playing. We all know that we've got kids that are obese in our society, and that's one of our biggest challenges that we face. And it's kind of an epidemic here in Oklahoma. So we know that if fitness and exercise, if they're not fun, people are not going to do it. And how many of you guys can attest to that? You sign up for that gym membership, it's no fun, you stay at home and you wasted all your money. So kids aren't going to have to spend any money in this program because it's free. So the great thing is they come out once a week and we try different activities. We'll try running, bicycling, kayaking, dragon boating, yoga. We'll talk about nutrition. And at the end of the program on June 30th, the kids get to race in the River Sport Challenge, which is a multi-sport race that kids kayak, then they bike, and then they run. And it's a lot of fun to see kids cross that finish line after working hard for so long. We also partner with groups like Boys and Girls Club, as Mike mentioned, Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club, to do 8-week programs to let kids try something new and different each class during the school year. We do dragon boating, rowing, and kayaking, plus we do group classes like Zumba and yoga. Throughout the classes, we let kids know that if they really enjoy any of these activities, there are plenty of ways that they can get involved at the next level. And we make sure that everybody who wants to be involved at the river has the chance to do that, whether it's in a scholarship program or in the River Sport Youth League. And so we have a variety of ways that kids can get involved in our activities on the river. We also have rowing camps and field trips. We have an open house. You'll see in your seat you had a little flyer. Anybody that wants to check out kayaking this weekend, we're recruiting kids for our team. So come on down and try it out, even if it's raining. And we, like Mike mentioned, the Kaboom Playground. Last fall, we had probably about 20 local children get together, and they met at the Boathouse, and they helped design their dream play space. And so partnering with Kaboom and Blue Cross Blue Shield, in that November, we had about 325 volunteers come out from the community. We all had crazy hats on. Mike even had a purple vest, which was awesome. And we broke off into teams and we put this playground together. So you can see part of the work going up right there. And we had a lot of fun. It was really cold, but it was really neat to see everybody come out for that. We have a vision for the future that includes getting more and more kids down at the river. Right now, we are able to work with a few schools. At one time in our league, we have about 9 schools that are rowing right now, and about 7 or 8 that are doing the kayaking program. But our hope is that as we get more facilities, that we're going to be able to serve thousands of children across the community. So with more equipment, more space, we'll be able to do that. And one thing I want to mention is the college opportunities. Last night I had the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club little girls out, and we were working in the rowing tank. And so I was talking to them about how much fun it was, and I said, how many of you guys really like this and would like to still do this? And a lot of them raised their hand. And so I was able to tell them that, how many of you guys want to go to college? Well, guess what? There's rowing scholarships for girls. and that's a cool opportunity. Not everybody can make the girls basketball team because it's such a widely known big field for competition. But with rowing, it's a smaller field of competition, and there's a better opportunity for girls who are good at rowing to either get into a school that they might not have otherwise gotten into, or to get some scholarship opportunities. So we have some challenges, obviously. Getting kids down to the river, having vans for schools, that's a challenge. There's kids that don't know how to swim in our community. So we're addressing those problems by working on some partnerships, on getting free swim lessons, maybe getting some transportation donated, and then just building more space for all the equipment that we need for our programs. So here's some ways you can help if you'd like to. Obviously, you know, we have a lot of big company sponsorships, but we love to have mid-sized companies and small businesses involved in what we do, because every little bit adds up, and you're really making a difference on how many kids we can serve and get on our teams. So one final thing I want to tell you about is our accessible programs in our community. And we have what we call OKC River Sport. That's the brand of all of our fun things that you guys get to do at the river. You can stand up paddleboard. Anybody ever tried that? We have river sport paddling. My husband and I are out there. We can even do it. And again, there's a beautiful picture of the Stinchcombe Wildlife Reserve. There's the river sport rowing. We have leagues for adults as well, corporate leagues, masters. We have dragon boating. You can come out for that. And so we have something for everyone, ages 8 through 80. So there's all of our contact information.